Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Man Blitz. I'm Jay Clinch. Did people actually watch the TikTok versus YouTube boxing match?
Bro, I saw Bryce Hall get his ass whooped. But y'all really was talking shit to me saying the clip was done, 0-2, man. You know what? I take 0-2 Kawhi over anybody in the league right now. When he's down 0-2, Ty Lue when he's down 0-2 too. Come on. They're not going to lose. But I'm Micah Huff. As usual, we giving the business.
That's pretty sad. You have to flip the switch when you're down 0-2. You can't start off the switch being 0-0.
It's all about adjustments, man.
That's what the clip
But
is.
you know what's funny, though? All this talk about the Utah Jazz don't have Mike Conley when they lose. But when they winning, they don't need Mike Conley, I guess.
That is true, though. It's kind of switched. Like, oh, Mike Conley's out. Oh, no. But then when Mike Conley's in the game, it feels like nobody even knows who the hell Mike Conley even is at this point. But we got a great show for you guys today. Got a great interview.
Hey, I recruited him. He's not from Bolingbrook.
The first guy Mike has got on, not from Bolingbrook, is the legend, Casey O'Brien, 5-time cancer survivor and former placeholder for Minnesota Golden Gophers football team. He's got a great story for you guys. It's honestly amazing. PJ Fleck talks about this man on and off all the time, and it's right so. And now we had him on. Great story. One of my favorite interviews. Definitely, he's definitely top 3. And but make sure to subscribe to 60 Man Blitz on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on there. Make sure to download the episodes. Helps us go a long way. But make sure to check out the new YouTube. We got videos going up, not just podcast videos. We got my NBA.
Trying to get Jake a 10-day contract out here.
Got my NBA mixtape. Trying to get a 10-day contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's pretty good content. Make sure to go check that out. It's one of our most popular videos already, and it's only been not even a day yet. So make sure to go check that out. Make sure to go check out all the other content. Got some great content for you guys moving forward. Anything else for the people?
Let's get straight to it.
Let's get to the intro.
Touchdown Bears! No way!
Hangs, fires, yes! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Welcome on the boy, the man of the hour, Casey O'Brien. How you doing today, man?
Hey, appreciate you guys having me on, and excited to kick it a little bit with you guys on the show.
Definitely. All right, let's start off. All right, so sports has always been part of you, part of your DNA. So how was it playing sports growing up? Were you in all sports? What got you started in sports mainly?
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up, I grew up with both my parents being college athletes. My dad was a defensive back, was an All-American and at the Division III level, and then my mom ran track and cross country. So growing up, sports was always a big part of our family. There's always some sort of sport or game on TV. So just grew up around it and, fell in love at an early age. It was whatever someone was competing in, and wherever there's going to be a winner or loser, you could find me there. I just loved the opportunity to go against somebody and see what I could do. So I grew up playing football, hockey, lacrosse, baseball, track, anything I could play. I didn't love it, but I still played soccer here and there, but really just love to be outside and, like I said, just see what I could do against somebody else and see who was going to win and see who was going to lose.
Yeah, you're a little bit of everything. All these, you named off like 6-7 sports right there.
Yeah,
soccer's the one sport though. I try to stay away from that one.
Yeah, me too.
Unless I was, a goalie or something, but that's the only position. Like sports in my house, we're all like got big bodies and stuff. So right. I mean, us running around, it's too much.
Yeah, I didn't last long with soccer, but I had to see what they were talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to see it through. But so you started your freshman year going into high school football, but then a wrench went into that and you had to go to the hospital. And what was your reaction to when the doctor told you had cancer?
Yeah, so I was playing quarterback for our freshman football team at the high school that I went to. And, I was I was dropping back to pass, and each time I'd come out and play as the season went on further into the year, that pain in my front knee, my left knee, would get worse and worse. And I was trying to drop back to pass and push off on that knee, and it got to the point where I was coming to school on crutches and crutching around the entire day at school to keep weight off of it. And then I go out to practice and set my crutches on the fence and go out and limp around, but still practice because I didn't want to give up my starting spot, and then pick up the crutches after practice. And at that point, my parents were like, this is crazy. We need to get you into a specialist. So went to 2 or 3 different specialists. No one could really figure out what was wrong and why things weren't getting any better for me. And ended up getting an MRI on it, and they found a tumor about the size of a softball. And I remember when I had that meeting with the doctors and they kind of presented me with the news, my first question was, okay, when can I play hockey again? Because I was in the middle of I was coming into hockey tryouts and was in the middle of a big year seeing if I was going to make the high school hockey team. And the doctor looked at me and he said, Casey, right now we're just trying to save your leg. So that's when it kind of hit me this is going to be an uphill battle. I had no idea what I was getting into, but that was kind of the wake-up call for me.
No, yeah, definitely. That's crazy. You were trying to go play high school football and, you rattled this knee injury that you had.
Yeah, hockey too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're a 5-time cancer survivor, an inspiration to many people that came across your story. What inspiration would you have to people and just people in general that have obstacles in their way and trying to battle it every day?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I would tell you is that, the one thing in life that's free is a positive attitude. And that's something that's gone a long way for me. I've had a lot of ups and downs in my story. I've had a lot of hard days. But, something that you can always bring to a room is a positive attitude. And, the doctors used to always say that no matter what's going on, we always have fun coming into your room because you're always happy. And, to me, it was like, hey, this is my life, I might be going through chemo. I might be, struggling being away from my friends and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm alive and I got breath in my lungs and I got family around me that care about me. So, what's there to be sad about? I'm still here. I'm still fighting. So that was the biggest thing for me is just keeping a positive attitude. And I think that if you're going through an adversity, that you got to just be able to find positives and win those little battles.
Yeah, it's definitely a good mindset to have, always being positive.
It definitely takes you a long way.
Absolutely.
But you finally get to go back on the field. How did it feel getting back, being able to play high school football again?
Yeah, it was, I was going through cancer for the second time. It had spread to both my lungs at this point. And I was talking with my doctors and my parents, and I just said, cancer's taken a lot away from my life, and I want to figure out how I can take my life back. And for me, that was playing football and being with my high school buddies and getting out in front of a crowd because, that was something I grew up dreaming about. I never really had aspirations obviously you have aspirations of college football, but, you never really believe that's in the picture until you get a little bit older. So for me, it was always just get to play varsity football as a high schooler. And, that opportunity kind of got taken away, but now I wanted to figure out a way to get it back. And, I talked to my doctors, talked to my parents and told them, hey, I want to figure out a way to play football again. And the two options for me in the football, on a football field are either being a placeholder or a kicker. And I knew that I couldn't kick a rock down the field. I couldn't play soccer at all. So I knew I had to be a holder. So I started learning how to do that and then somehow convinced everybody to give me a shot to go play. At this point, I was still going through chemo. I was bald. I was probably 30 pounds lighter than I normally was. I had a port in my chest from where I was getting the chemo infused into. The IVs would go right here in my chest. And, they told me, hey, if you take a hit on that knee, I had to have my knee replaced the first time going through chemo. And they said, if you take a hit on that knee, we don't know how we're going to fix it. It took us 8 hours to repair it the first time. So we don't know what that next surgery would look like. And for me, it was just a risk that I was willing to take. I wanted a sense of normalcy in my life, and I wanted to be back in the locker room and playing for something that was bigger than me. So, I got that chance in high school, and I definitely kept me alive, honestly. It just gave me something to look forward to every Friday night, and just something to keep in front of me as a kind of a reward for making it through another week of chemo was, hey, I can go be at practice again.
Yeah, that's amazing. You still got to experience that because high school football, there's nothing that I'll even say it's better than college. Well, I'm still like a year in, but them high school Friday night lights, nothing beats it.
Yeah, I've told a lot of people this, but it's the purest form of sports is high school sports. You're playing for your school. You're not you don't feel like it's a business.
Yeah.
You got all your buddies next to you on the field, and then you got your other buddies in the front row cheering for you and starting chants and whatnot. And man, it's just fun. I miss those days for sure.
Yeah,
especially you first period, and then they on the announcement saying, "Oh, the football team just got a game."
Yeah, and you get to wear your jerseys on Friday and whatnot.
Yeah. All right, so you just talked about college football being in the picture. How was that process going into Minnesota and trying to play football there?
Yeah, so I was about to graduate high school. It was spring of my senior year of high school, and obviously I didn't have any offers or anything like that because I'm just a placeholder, and no one really goes out of the way to look for that. And so I knew I didn't want to be done playing. Like I told you guys, I really believe that it kept me alive, having that motivation to be a part of something that was bigger than me and be around my teammates and things like that. So I wanted to continue playing, and I wanted to play at a big school. And I kind of reached out to a lot of different Division I schools and said, hey, I want to walk on. This is my story, yada, yada, yada. And they all were like, yeah, we love your story, but we don't think our doctors are going to clear you to play. Because obviously I was a liability with my knee and, with the cancer recurrences that I've had. And so a lot of these schools were telling me, no, no, no. And then I got the chance to tell my story to Coach Fleck when he got hired at Minnesota. And, he had heard a little bit about my story. He got hired in January. And then this was about March, April, where, he was like, I've only been here for 2 months, but I've heard about you playing high school football. It's a pretty cool story. So he invited me over to tell him my story in person. And I was like, hey, I want to play for you. And, I need somebody to clear me to play. And he said, we'll make it happen. And I committed right there on the spot.
That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So I feel lucky to get a chance because obviously, Minnesota was the only school that gave me a chance. And it's cool because I'm a hometown kid and the school that I grew up watching gave me a chance.
Exactly. Hometown hero.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, you're a part of the 2019 Gophers that had a great season. How would you sum up that season?
Man, all I can tell you is the one word that comes to mind is fun. We just had a lot of older guys on the team who were experienced. We had I think 6 different guys off of that team make NFL rosters. And we just were firing on all cylinders. Our defense was playing unbelievable. We had Tyler Johnson and Bateman on the outside. We had Shannon Brooks. We had Rodney Smith and Mo in the backfield. Rodney Smith's playing for the Carolina Panthers. Mo was just the Big Ten running back of the year. We just had a bunch of dudes on that team, man, and we just gelled together. And we came into that Auburn game at the end of the year as huge underdogs and kind of played with that chip on our shoulder and got to upset an SEC school, which was pretty fun too.
Yeah, I always make fun of my brothers because right when they left, man, they started racking up them wins. They had that good season.
I know, but hey, the Huff boys laid the groundwork, man. We wouldn't be here without them.
No, yeah, definitely. But part of that 2019 year was your game against Rutgers. That game was incredible. You finally got in for the first time. How was that moment for you getting in the first time?
Yeah, it was a special moment, man. I just got chills thinking about it right here. It was such a long time coming. I had spent 300+ nights in the hospital. At that point, I had been through cancer 4 different times. I've had about 20 surgeries. I've been through it all. And, playing college football was obviously my goal, but you don't ever feel like it's really going to happen. And then, finally it comes true and you get the chance to go out on a field in the Big Ten. And obviously the rest is history. But, I still look back at it and some of me kind of feels like it's hard to believe that I went out there and played and did my job. That was the bottom line, is that we were 3 for 3 on the extra points when I was in the game and did my job with the team.
No, yeah, and that was one of the most iconic photos too. You hugging Coach Fleck afterwards. That photo's used everywhere in Minnesota, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah, right. Getting into that hug, how would you describe your relationship with PJ Fleck? I know you hinted towards it about the story at the beginning, him giving you a shot. So I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah, I got a special relationship with Coach Fleck. You know, like I said, it started off well because he was really the only coach to give me a chance, and then, you know, from there, you know, I had some ups and downs in my career where, you know, because every 3 months I have scans to make sure that my cancer is still gone. And obviously I had it a couple times where it had come back. And Coach Fleck, he always wanted me to call him right after I got the news, whether it was going to be good or bad. He didn't care. He just wanted to get the news. And so I lost my video for a second. There we go. He just wanted to get the news as soon as I heard it. And so that was honestly something that really brought us closer together because, you know, there's 2 or 3 times where I was calling him sobbing in tears saying that, you know, my cancer had come back. And he was always there for me, just saying, hey, this team's going to get you through it. We're going to get you through it, and you're going to be just fine. So there's a lot of moments like that were hard, but also there's a lot of times where I got to call him with good news, and he was more happy than anybody for me that had gotten clean scans at times too. So, you know, we got a pretty cool relationship that way, and he's really big in doing things for the community, and that's something that I like to do as well. So we bond over that as well.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a great coach that cares about relationships. We talked to Micah Dew last time, and he says him and Fleck have a similar relationships. They call each other all the time.
Yeah, Micah Dew and Coach definitely are close. They definitely they get along really well, and they get each other well. And, you know, Micah's the kind of guy where he doesn't need a whole ton of coaching. He's been around the game for a long time, and so Coach kind of lets him do his thing a little bit and lets him be a leader, which is cool.
Yeah, he's a vet.
Yeah, he is a vet. That boy's in like his 7th year of college football.
All right, so another game that's special, it would be the Minnesota-Iowa game. You guys went to Iowa, and then Iowa does the wave, and so that had to be really special for you. How would you describe that moment doing the wave at Iowa Stadium?
Yeah, that's one of the highlights of my college career, man. You know, it's a tradition down there that I noticed that when, you know, they first put it in probably 3 or 4 years ago, that tradition of where they were going to first saw it, I wish we could do something like that here. Because, you know, a lot of those kids up there, they're feeling lonely, they're going away, and I'm showing their support for them. You know, that's something that's pretty cool. Wave as a player, you know, standing on a Big Ten field, knowing that I've had those same types of chemos and I've had those same surgeries that they're going through, and to get to be a cup to, you know, that was a special moment.
Yeah, that's definitely one of college's best traditions. I went to a couple Iowa games myself, and it was just like, dang, you know, get the wave.
Yeah, I mean, no matter who you're cheering for, it's everybody is involved with it, both home and away, and both sidelines do it too, and everybody in the stadium does it. And it's just, you know, obviously childhood cancer is a terrible thing, but it's something that we can all rally around and we can all support those going through it.
Yeah. So moving into the next question. You received the Disney Spirit Award. How did it feel to receive an achievement like that?
Yeah, you know, it was cool. I don't always like look for, you know, recognition and things like that, but I got to go down to Atlanta and I got to be around, you know, some of the best players in college football, and that was a pretty special moment for my family and I. You know, we got to be around Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, Chase Young, you know, all those guys like that. J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor, and then just to be in the same crowd as those guys as an award winner. It was cool to be recognized on that stage and at that level. But it also, one thing that's cool about that night is, you know, I got to do a little quick interview on the stage and, you know, bring a lot of light to children's cancer. and bring a lot of light to, how we need to support kids and how we need to help these people going through it. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to be recognized, but also the platform that night gave me.
Yeah, definitely a great moment for you.
It's definitely pretty cool. But so recently I got this, PJ Fleck came out with the book, and I got the Row the Boat book. And he talked about you a lot in the book. And then he said, Casey O'Brien guided the leadership of how to row, not only by surviving cancer for the 5th time, but by fulfilling his dream of playing in a college football game when he entered the game against Rutgers as a holder. The one player who believed in Row the Boat led us the entire year with his personal battle, showing us how to all row the boat. Do you feel like you were a big part of the 2019 team, as the words he just said in the book?
It's something where, like, for me, it doesn't, like, I didn't show up in the stat sheets besides, a couple late extra points in 2 different games. But, I felt like going through everything that I went through and being there every day, I felt like the attitude that I brought to the locker room and one thing that I feel like I'm pretty good at is bringing people together and, keeping people high energy and keeping people positive. So I definitely think that played a role in our 2019 season, but, I was just a small piece of the puzzle. We had a lot of great players and a lot of great teammates on that team, and, it showed up in 11 wins.
Every locker room needs some of those glue guys. So
that was me. Obviously, I didn't play a ton, but, hey, I got to stay on the team for a reason. That was because I brought people together.
And, coaches harp on how special teams is special, so
right.
Gotta need.
Yep.
But moving on to the next question, what is next for Casey O'Brien in 2021?
Yeah, so right now I graduated from the University of Minnesota in December. Right now I'm working full-time as working to become a financial advisor for RBC Wealth Management. I'm working in downtown Minneapolis. But I'm also doing a fundraiser for the hospital. And I'm looking to raise $1 million for the 9th floor at the Masonic Children's Hospital. And this is this is the floor where I did a lot of my chemo at and had all my patient meetings, my doctors and everything like that. So it's a special floor to me, and I want to leave my mark on the hospital. And so right now I think we've raised about $200,000. So we're about 1/5 of the way there. And, we're just going to raise that $1 million and redo the floor, redo every room. And, that's one of the big things I'm working on this year besides, work.
No, yeah, it's definitely cool staying in touch with the Children's Hospital and paving a way for them. That's definitely something to be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so for the last part of the interview, we normally do rapid fire takes, but now we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
All right. Why do you wear the number 14?
Yeah, so actually I wore 7 growing up my whole life. And then when I got diagnosed with cancer, that was kind of like the end of the Casey O'Brien that was number 7. And when I came back as a junior in high school with, tumors in both my lungs, coming back to play as a kid going through cancer, it wasn't the same Casey. So I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to come back in a new number. So, 7 times 2, that's the second Casey. So I came up with 14.
You got everybody beat for a story for numbers.
Yeah, it's a cool story. And, when I got to Minnesota my freshman year, I was number 36 because they don't let freshmen really choose their numbers.
Yeah.
And so you get one number change in your career. And, right after my freshman season, it took me a lot of courage because, I was a walk-on freshman, but I went into Coach Fleck's office and asked him if I could change the number 14, and he let me. So that was pretty cool of him, and the rest was history.
Yeah, that's always cool when they let you change your numbers because the numbers are really important.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have special connections like myself.
All right, so the next question, who was one athlete you grew up idolizing?
Yeah, one athlete that I grew up idolizing for sure was Kyle Rudolph. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Kyle Rudolph, but he's a guy who he grew up when I was growing up. He played for the Vikings, and he's been more involved in the community in Minneapolis, St. Paul than any other athlete in the state. He's added his own wing to the hospital. He goes over there every single week during the fall and meets with patients. And going through college, I was looking up at him saying, hey, this is the guy who I want to I want to look up to, and I want to have an impact like he does.
Yeah, that's a great choice. So for the next one, what is the loudest stadium you played in?
Definitely Iowa. When we played Iowa, I think we were 9-0 at the time, and they were like 7-2 or something like that. And I think we were ranked probably top 10 in the country, and they were ranked as well. And it's a rivalry game, and it was a night game, and that place was nuts.
Yeah, them fans be going crazy too.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about Iowa is that, usually you have your visiting bench, and then there's usually probably 10 yards between the bench and the stands. At Iowa, the visiting sideline is so close that they can throw M&Ms down the back of your jersey.
Dang.
It's crazy.
Has that happened though? I feel like that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they got little security guards there that don't do anything, so they're all part of it.
All right, now, are you the greatest holder in Minnesota history?
No, I can't say that. No, I think I might have the best story, but hey, I only got 6 extra points worth of stats, so you gotta go with somebody who's got some higher stats. But I will say I'm 6 for 6, so I'm 100%.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you're high on that list.
Exactly, you're pretty high on that list.
All right, now who's the best player you played with?
Best player I played with on offense, I think I would have to tell you Bate. Bate was just an unbelievable athlete and a good teammate too, a really good teammate. And on defense, I would tell you Antoine Winfield.
Oh yeah, he's
and
a
that
monster.
Dude, if I were to pick one player in my 4 years, it's Antoine. I mean, that I have never seen somebody as athletic as he is. He can cover the whole field and just makes plays. You put him back there as a punt returner, you put him back there as a safety. He's going to wind up getting a pick or returning a punt for a touchdown or picking up a fumble or something. He just makes things happen.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's got some swag. You saw what he did in the Super Bowl. He threw a peace sign at Tyreek.
Yeah.
He's got some swag.
Yeah, he definitely does. All right. Now, what is your favorite football memory?
Favorite football memory? Honestly, I think it may have to be beating Auburn in that Outback Bowl. We were 14-point underdogs, and they were laughing at us all week when we were doing these. When we were down at the bowl game, you have to do these different events with the opposing team during the bowl week. They got these little team events, and they're laughing at us all week, saying you guys got no shot, yada yada yada, talking all that stuff. And we ended up going in and beating them. And they had 50-some 4-star and 5-star recruits, and we had 3. And so that was just a fun week and a great way to end off that season that we had so much fun in.
Okay, now you're a Minnesota guy, so what are some good restaurants to eat at Minnesota? I know when I go there, I go hit up Giordano's because I'm a Chicago guy. That's the only place we go to.
A little pizza action, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for wings, I would tell you to go to Ray J's. It's not far from campus. A lot of the guys like to eat the wings there. They're pretty solid. But we got a lot of good burger spots. The Juicy Lucy was invented in Minnesota. So we got plenty of good burger spots in Minnesota. If you were looking for a steak, you got to go to Manny's downtown Minneapolis. That's where all the professional athletes will go. I mean, you're gonna be taking a check out to pay for that bill, but that's okay. But yeah, there's a lot of good spots in the cities. You got St. Paul and you got Minneapolis too. So you got 2 big cities right next to each other that all got their own flavor.
Yeah, that sounds decent.
Yeah, there's some good options right there. All right, so
Yep.
Let's say you're walking down an alley. It's 3 a.m. You get into a little street fight. Who are you picking to back you up in a street fight? And that could be anybody. You don't even have to know them.
I'm not kidding you. I'm taking both the Huff brothers.
Yeah, I've gotten in some fights with them. They're some strong ass dudes.
They got the biggest hands I have ever seen in my life. Their hands are like catcher's mitts. And hey, you don't cross the Huff brothers. I saw it happen one time in practice, and somebody hit Jacob, and Juju was right there in a second. So, if I'm going into a little scrap, I'm taking both the Huffs with me, and we're gonna come out on top.
Good choice.
Like that answer. All right, for the next one, you got 3 dinner guests, dead or alive. Who are you choosing?
Man, obviously, like, number one, I think I have to go with Jesus just to kind of get to be able to ask him questions, because obviously we all got a lot of questions for him.
Right.
Number two, this is a hard question. Number two, I think I would go with Tiger Woods. I'm a golf guy, and I really respect how he's overcome some injuries and some setbacks. And, him and I, we got something in common with bad knees. He tore his ACL. So we got something in common there. But then number three, you got to go with somebody who's had a big impact, like Nelson Mandela. That's another name that comes to mind to me. Someone who's been able to gather a lot of people together, and he's very wise. So, for me, I'd want to have people that I could learn from, and I think that I could learn a lot from all three of those people.
Yeah, you got a very wise table.
Hopefully Tiger Woods is paying for dinner.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so for the last question, we asked everybody this. In the movie Cars, do they have life insurance or car insurance?
Man, it's got to be life insurance. There's no question about it.
Okay. That is the most popular
What do you
answer.
guys usually hear?
We normally hear life.
Yeah, it's their life. Yeah, they're cars. They don't know anything different.
Okay, yeah, we've had some different,
Yeah.
everybody.
Dude, my brother, he calls me after he watches every episode, and he's like, "You brought up my answer once again." We talked because he said health he said health insurance. That was his answer. Like, we're like, what? We gave him two options.
You guys' brains, huh?
No, yeah, we normally have one of those. Yeah, we normally ask one of those, and then we normally get a response just like that. And some of these answers have been pretty good, though. A lot of people have started backing them up, and they're pretty good now.
Yeah, man, this is fantastic. I love how prepared you guys are, and this has been a fun podcast. I've done a lot of them that haven't been very prepared, or haven't had questions ready, but this has been fantastic.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming on, man. We love your story, inspiration to many people, and we're gonna be excited for Casey O'Brien moving forward.
Absolutely. I appreciate you both. And, hey, keep on rolling with this podcast. Like I said, you guys are doing a great job. So excited to come watch this once it comes out.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I know it went out a few times, but if you listen through, it's definitely good. Definitely some good content. Not just talking about football, talking about inspiration to us and many other people. So, but now let's shift away. Let's get into some sports talk for some moments, and even get into some TV show talk. First TV show recap episode-ish kind of thing. But let's get into sports real quick. Let's start off with Kyrie Irving. Start off with the Nets, Bucks. Nets took an early 2-0 lead. Everybody, this offense is so good, maybe one of the best offenses of all time. Down goes Harden. And now, Sunday, down goes Kyrie Irving. And the Bucks tie it up 2-2. So should we be concerned for the Nets moving forward, or are they going to bounce back?
I think they're going to bounce back, but there's no room for error now. You got Kyrie hurt. Hopefully he comes back. They said it. The results are negative, so it's looking like it's not as bad. But I don't think they can win a game without, Kyrie. You saw the game today. The Nets are a different team with just KD out there, especially with PJ Tucker clamping them down.
Man, he was throwing up threes and making shots all game, but if they get Harden back, I think it's a whole different game.
They got Jeff Green back today, but you can't have PJ Tucker make more threes than KD in a game and expect to win.
You just talk about the Nets getting Jeff Green back. Man, that don't even matter. Who cares about Jeff Green?
Bro, Jeff Green, difference maker, man.
No, he's not.
A 3-and-D guy. You need 3-and-D guys.
No, you don't. You need them, but you don't need a Jeff Green on your team. But hey, the other day, Bruce Brown. Who the hell does he think he is?
Hey, that might be if Kyrie's not hurt, it might be his time to shine. We might see more of him shooting floaters.
We went out to eat, and then we saw the beginning of the Nets Bucks game, and I'm looking. It's Kyrie, KD, Blake Griffin, and then I look, see number 1, Bruce Brown. Honestly, I go, who the hell is that guy? I just didn't say it out loud because you watch more basketball than me, so you probably know who it is. But I'm looking like, who the hell is this guy? And then late in the game, when a minute left, they're down, he throws up a shot. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Who the hell is this Bruce Brown guy I think he is? And then we get into it later, and he takes the last second shot. And I'm like, who the hell is Bruce Brown?
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. Dude.
And the thing is, hey, the last 2 shots, he's trying to win the game. He does not look at KD or Kyrie. He just goes to the lane.
Kind of reminds me of the Linsanity, like telling Kobe to like get out the way and like ISO. Like,
Right.
bro, you can't be taking that last shot. Like, yeah, I'll even let Blake Griffin take the last shot over you. Like, I don't know who you are. You probably are a good basketball player.
Or who's the other dude that look like Lil Durk? I'll let him take a shot over you.
That's the little Dirk basketball player. But I'm like, bro, what is this? And now with Kyrie out, this kind of brings me to this question: like, can KD lead a team? Because think about like LeBron, KD, Kyrie, and K Love went out, and he led the team, and he led them back versus the Warriors. And now KD can't lead a team without Kyrie and KD.
It's kind of hard, though, because LeBron and KD's games are different. Hey, KD passes the ball, but LeBron's more of a facilitator, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. I'd like to see KD go off and just try to win it, you know what I mean? But the Bucks, man, they're a confident team when there's only one All-Star.
You know, they haven't been as dominant in the regular season as they had been before, but now they might end up winning the series. And the Nets finally, like, once you beat them, like, you have a good path. I know the Sixers are good. I know that's your team, but like, if you could slow down the Nets, like that's pretty good. That's pretty good business right there.
But, you know, it's a great day to be a Sixers fan. You know, you see Kyrie get hurt. Not that you root for people to get hurt, but, hey, you do a little secret dab under the table.
I mean, speaking about Sixers, let's get into Sixers-Hawks. It's pretty much over, right?
After that last game, Sixers, they're winning in 5. The Hawks are not going to win another game. I'm sorry.
Now, what if the Hawks win this next game? What if they win on Monday?
I mean, they're in Atlanta. You know, I hear they like to play in Atlanta and stuff. But this isn't the Knicks that they're playing.
What I'm saying.
Who said something to Ben Simmons? He woke up in the third quarter and it was going off.
He woke up. He definitely woke up. But honestly, like, I think that's over. I think Trae Young had – like, he doesn't even need to win the series. Like, he had his moment already.
Yeah, he's proved himself enough already.
That's what I'm saying. He already proved himself. But let's get into this Jazz Clippers series. I think it's been a great series. Playoff P finally waking up. Yeah, 31.
Playoff high.
Twitter was looking quiet.
It's funny as hell. Like, it's weird when there's no playoff P slander. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, man, this is off topic, but you see Obi Toppin?
No, I didn't.
So his girl posted a picture of him on an Instagram story, and this dude was in Cancun, bro. Like, everybody's making a joke, but this dude is actually in Cancun. And it's crazy to think about it, like, bro, like, out of all spots you had to go to Cancun, bro.
Yeah, like after the Dame Lillard and all that situation, Cancun, you can't go to Cancun anymore. Especially if you just lost.
As soon as the first round happened, they did all Cancun first team. Like, it's like a kind of a joke now. Like, Hero was on that list. Like, everybody's on that list, man. Obviously, LeBron, AD were on that list. But it's crazy, man. But let's get back on topic. Jazz Clippers. I didn't think the Clippers would come out this flat at the beginning.
But it's weird though. Like, you get the best performances out of them when it's like they can't lose. You know what I mean? Like, when they 0-2, you know, once you're 0-3, you're not going to come back.
No.
Your chances are done. So then that's when they turn and they go back to LA, where you saw in the Maverick series, the only game they won at home is, you know, Game 7. So I mean, but like I said, 0-2 Kawhi, I trust more than anything right now going on.
Like, why do you need to start heating up to do that good? You know, why can't you just come out? But Kawhi is a machine. He's not a real
load management.
Load management for sure. But
he's a machine.
It's weird, I think, to see Jazz Suns Western Conference Finals.
It would be interesting though, because it's the young D Wade versus the young Kobe kind of. You can see it, but
yeah, definitely. And you know, CP3 finally getting in there. But it's like because everyone whole year is like Jazz are a regular season team. We even said that.
We were clowning them, bro. See what happens when we clown people on our show.
Everybody, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. I mean, bro, like we kept talking about these. No one even thought of the 1 or 2 seed making the Western Conference Finals.
Dude, I even said that if the Warriors were the 8 seed, they would beat the Jazz.
Yeah, you even said that. Yeah, exactly. So, like, I think the Jazz has had a bad reputation and everything, and the Suns haven't had a good history. So I think that's where it goes. But I would love to see that Western Conference Finals. I would love to see Chris Paul finally get in the championship. But I would love to have him win, though, because, like, he's still on lists where, like, best players not to win a championship. And I don't want to see my boy Chris Paul like that.
Cliff Paul, too. I want to see him get a ring.
You want to see my boy Cliff Paul get a ring. Jake from State Farm, all the, Aaron Rodgers, all of State Farm dudes, man, getting a little championship parade in, man. Speaking of NFL, let's go in there real quick. Julio Jones was traded to the Tennessee Titans. What was your reaction when you saw that trade?
I was like, damn, they gave him away for nothing.
Bro.
Like, literally.
Bro, and people were like, second round was, like, they're saying NFL GMs were saying second round pick was too much. Like, bro.
People must have forgot who Julio Jones was.
like we posted on number 1 as our list for receivers. Everyone's like, he's not even top 5. I'm like, they were saying like Calvin Ridley's better. I'm like, bro, what?
Like the dude that snatched the ball away from the defender almost took his head off.
I'm like, bro, we talking about the same Julio Jones. Like, he doesn't score like everybody else, but like he's on the Falcons, he was trapped.
Yeah.
Like now he's finally good. He's always leading the league in receptions. Like, I mean,
isn't he like since 2011 or whatever year it is, he's been like in every category first or second.
Exactly, yeah, it's crazy, and it's like he's on pace to break Jerry Rice's, like, be up there with one of the best Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, I just don't understand people, bro.
Do you have the Titans as one of your top teams come out of the AFC now? Top 2,
like definitely
top 5.
Their defense is not up to par.
Yeah,
and
I don't know who they have on
hold them
defense.
back. It's like the Brooklyn Nets kind of thing. I think the Brooklyn Nets will be the Tennessee Titans. Like, bro, Ryan Tannehill took a huge leap last year, and people are like, Ryan Tannehill not all that. Ryan Tannehill this, Ryan Tannehill that. Ryan Tannehill is top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like I'll even go and say top 8. Like I'll say Ryan Tannehill is top 8 quarterback. Like when I threw the list, like we had come out with the list. I'll say Patrick Mahomes 1, Aaron Rodgers 2, Russell Wilson 3, Sean Watson 4, Lamar Jackson 5, and then I would say Josh Allen 6, Tom Brady 7, and then I would put Ryan Tannehill 8.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He's
like, I don't think he gets the respect that he deserves, and I mean I don't blame people because everybody thinks of him on the Dolphins. We had Adam Gase,
same dude who was high on that interview.
Dude had a press conference. Like, bro, how are you supposed to win like that? Ryan Tannehill, top 8 quarterback in the league. Julio Jones, best receiver in the league. Derrick Henry, best running back in the league. And then A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, best top 5 duo in the NFL receiving. I would have to look at everything. But I'd say top 5. So this offense, when they get Taylor Lewan back, this offense will be one of the best offenses in league history, I think. Greatest show on grass, greatest show in, Nashville, Tennessee, whatever you want to say. One of the best offenses Tennessee's ever had. Miracle Tennessee will come back. I'm huge on the Titans on AFC. Getting back to your question, I think it's Chiefs, Browns. I think those are the top 2, and then I think Chiefs are in their own class. I think Browns, and then second tier after that, and then third tier I'd say Ravens, Bills, Titans. I think those are the 3 in the next tier. But those have
I put them with the Ravens and the Bills too.
Yeah, but I'd say the Browns are slightly above them just because they made so many moves this offseason and they got good young talent. And then I put the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. Like, you can't.
They just improved on what they needed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm excited about this Titans offense. If you can't tell, I'm very excited for this Titans offense.
That's what is exciting about football. Offense. You go to see like the offense score points. That's what the NFL is leaning towards now. You see with calls going against defense a lot more. But you see, though, when you do have a good defense too, like how the Bucks played the Chiefs, and won the Super Bowl. But I don't know if the Titans, their defense that's gonna be what that gets them out of the playoffs.
But they're
gonna go far. I think that it can go to the second round, but
they're winning the AFC South.
Yeah, they are.
And I don't care what you say about Colts. Carson Wentz he's back with offense coordinator.
I'm interested to see what the Colts do, though, with Carson Wentz.
I think they'll be good, but I think the Titans are still better.
Yeah.
I think I just became a Titans fan right now. I think I'm moved to the Titans now.
Bandwagoner? Question mark?
Bandwagon, but I'm saying I just like this team. You know, I might have to post this on like the 6-Man Blitz page or something. Like, I put it out there now. I'm rooting for the team.
Hurry up before anybody comes.
But I'm also like high on the Browns though, and I always behind the Browns. I've been a Baker guy through and throughout, but I like the Titans. That's all I'm saying.
Even though he be saying that stuff about UFOs, you're still a Baker fan?
UFOs are real, bro. I've seen one before. Bro, one time I went outside my house, bro. Right, a little story time.
All right.
I look up, bro. I see these 3 little like white shadows flying around in a circle, bro. Hey, some ghosts. I ain't seen no UFO before, but I seen ghosts before.
Yeah, ghosts are definitely real.
Baker Mayfield was on something, bro. he wasn't off the weed. He wasn't on that. He was actually seeing things, bro. Hey, Lake Travis is a scary place, bro. Now let's get into let's talk about some NFL in the future. We just talked about Titans. Talk about NFL in 2021. Let's start off with NFL breakout players. I know you had 2 people. I had 2 people. Let's start off with you first, and then we'll go me, and then you, and then back to me. So let's start off with your first pick.
I'm gonna go defense and offense. I'll go defense first. I'm gonna go with Khalil Mack. Now, I think he's gonna have a breakout year because the first 2 years, the last 2 years, the defense, you saw a slide in their performance. Mitchell Trubisky, like last year, when the offense in 2018, when Khalil Mack had his best year, the offense was lighting them up. They found a great thing with their offense. And I think this year, Justin Fields comes in. There's more excitement with the offense. The defense will play better. I think Khalil Mack's going to lead that. And he's my vote for Defensive Player of the Year right now. I think he's going to have double-digit sacks because the last 2 years he failed. He had like 8 the first year and 9 this year.
And it's crazy that he had 8 the first year because he was so dominant, bro. Like, he was always getting double teamed. He was always in the play. Last year, he didn't have that great of a year. I feel like the Bears' defense in general didn't have a great year. But yeah. I like your pick to start off. I'm starting off with a little twister. Jalen Hurts.
Ooh.
And the Eagles won't be that good this year. Don't get me wrong. But maybe they can get that 3rd spot in the AFC East. Or NFC East.
NFC least.
They could get that 3rd spot. No way to get top 2. But, bro, if you look at the receivers Jalen Hurts was throwing to late in the year, how could you say he had a good job, bro? Like, he had a terrible fucking offensive line. Just terrible. Bro, who was that quarterback to receiver for the Phillies?
Greg Ward.
She said who?
Greg Ward, right? Out of Houston.
Greg Ward was his best receiver, bro. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem. You have that man as your best receiver. Like, how you expect to do good like that? And everyone keeps saying, oh, it's his Baker break year. They're going to draft Sam Howell. They're drafting Spencer Rattler. Like, no. Jalen Hurts is that dog, bro. Like,
Devontae Smith is going to have a good year too, I think.
Like, bro, if you look at Lamar – okay, I'm not comparing him to Lamar. But if you look at Lamar's first year and compared to Jalen Hurts' first year, they're around the same playing field. So I'm looking for that jump. They got Devontae Smith. They got some trying to be healthier. I'm just excited for Jalen Hurts to prove everybody wrong this year.
Great pick. I'm here for it. Jalen Hurts, another black quarterback. More black quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm here for it.
Here for it.
Well, my next pick. Now, you're a Baker guy. So, hopefully my guy and his success correlate. I'm going to go with OBJ. Now, I've seen some training videos. I know you're not supposed to get into hype about the social media training videos, but I like OBJ having a great year this year because out of only 2 seasons out of the years he's been in the league, he failed to reach 1,000 yards. And that was because of his injuries. And a lot of people, he's not in anybody's top 5 receivers anymore. You know, he wasn't in ours. You saw ours. But this year, he's a great receiver. And I think this year he's going to show people what he is, what he used to be, you know, having a great year this year.
I like that pick. And Jarvis Landry just came out and said he's looking better than he was in previous years. But, like, what are you going to say, bro? Like,
yeah.
You know, it's like one of those.
He's looking worse.
Like preseason, like, how do you expect your team to be? Like, this team is really good. Like, what are you supposed to say? This team sucks? Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, so for mine, I'm honestly going to go A.J. Green here. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Hey, I'm out there. Get the hell out of here. I'm going Tua Tagovailoa. Another quarterback, another Alabama quarterback. AFC East is pretty hard, man. Got it. Bills, pretty hard. Patriots coming back this year, and the Jets suck. But they got a good defense coordinator. They got a offense. They got a good head coach as a defense-minded head coach. But, bro, Tua came in, and he had one of the scariest injuries like anybody could have. The hip, that's painful, that's life-changing, that's altering. The Miami Dolphins offense was based around Ryan Fitzpatrick. And you could probably say, they drafted him at 5. They knew they were going to play him. Like, Ryan Tannehill came in preseason and was the man. He came in and won a job. Tua couldn't play right away. So the offense was built around him. And then they tried to go to Tua, and they saw the same scheme for Ryan Fitzpatrick. They got the new offense coordinator now. They have a new place for Tua. They signed Will Fuller. They drafted Jalen Waddle. They still have Mike Gesicki coming back. They still got
Devontae Parker.
Like, this Dolphin team is going to be scary. I honestly would pick them to win a division.
Ooh.
Honestly, I would. A lot of people have them third behind the Patriots. Like, bro, what? Like, this Dolphin team wasn't so cold last year. Got Savion Howard, you know, Byron Jones. They just lost who's that dude that went to the Patriots?
Kyle Van Voy. But they drafted that DN from Miami too.
Jalen Phillips, you know, he's from UCLA, then he went to the U. So they had a good draft. They got some offensive linemen. Like, bro, I'm high on the Dolphins team too. Like, I keep finding teams that I'm high on. I'm high on the Dolphins too.
Hey, but remember, Tua said the NFL is easy. So I agree with you.
All right. Anyway. All right. So let's get into some TV talk. This is the first time we're doing this, so bear with us. I think this will be a great new segment that we can have. Loki, Marvel, you know, they've had WandaVision. Not a big fan of that. But we've been waiting for Loki ever since he took the Tesseract and Endgame, and we've been waiting for this, knowing that it's going to come out. And Loki episode 1 dropped out. It's your typical, if you haven't watched, spoilers obviously, but if you haven't watched by now, it's been pretty much a damn week, so I don't know what you're doing. But honestly, it's your typical episode 1. It's building up. It's just your typical. It's showing you what happened. It's showing you the timeline. Everything that happened, you got to place it back. The time police came and got him. But what was your reaction when you started watching? You liked it? Did you not? How did you feel on it?
I liked it. I liked, like, they explained it. And I liked looking through Loki's, like, future, his past and stuff. And I like seeing, like, a different version of Loki. You know, we see him not from the villain he is painted as in the other movies, but we see him as, you know, person. He showed sympathy for his mother. He showed, like, when his brother was giving him that, you know, pep talk, you saw him be like, smile. So it was just like, damn, he's capable of this.
I normally hate
the god of mischief.
Yeah, I normally hate villains, but damn, Loki is funny, bro. He is funny, and he's a jackass too. Like, he is always cooking people, bro, but it's in a funny way though.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, it was a good episode. I liked it a lot. I'm excited for episode 2, especially after that cliffhanger they left us with.
Yeah.
Who'd you think that was in the field? I heard a lot of different theories. Let's hear what you like. Who's your guess? Who was your guess?
Now, I was thinking after I watched it, I was thinking it was a different version of Loki, like a future Loki.
In the past?
Yeah. But then, we talked about it. You clarified it for me.
Well, so who do you think it is?
I just thought it was a future Loki, a different Loki.
Yeah, I saw different theories on it. They think it's Lady Loki. And I thought that was actually pretty interesting. Yeah, that was they said Lady Loki. They said, I forgot who else they said. I think they said the son of Loki, right? There was a lot of different theories, but I think Lady Loki is I think it's the best option we have right now, because I'm not big into comic books or anything like that. Yeah. But I think that is the one that makes sense the most.
Now, who is your favorite character so far besides Loki?
Besides Loki?
Yeah. I'd probably say the African American lady that for the Time Police. She was pretty funny, bro. Loki thought he could beat her ass, and then she hit him with the I thought that was pretty funny. And then the whole time when he took the little collar off and put on her, and he started making her run, and then he would like put her out of it and like put her back. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I have to go with her. Who's yours?
I'm gonna go with Owen Wilson, man. I like him in this. Like, he's funny. Yeah. And then who was the dude who got his cart incinerated? You remember?
What do you mean?
So, like, right when Loki came back in, he was talking to some dude, and he had the Infinity Stones and stuff.
Oh, yeah, he had all the stones, and he was the desk job dude.
Yeah, he was funny as hell.
He pulled out the Infinity Stones like it was nothing, bro. Yeah. And that makes me, like, question, like, who else has been there, bro?
Yeah.
And then it makes me seem like, are we going to see some of those people?
Yeah, there could be a lot of people down the road in this show.
I hope so, bro, because WandaVision was not what I expected at all. And it was like 1960, like a regular home. I'm like, bro, what is this?
Yeah, it was an interesting take on it.
All right, so now let's get into some closing remarks. What you got for us?
Now, Le'Veon Bell recently said that he would never play for Andy Reid ever again. It makes you think. Andy Reid is a credible guy. He's got his coaching tree is probably one of the best in the NFL. So he's basically saying he wouldn't play for any of those guys either. So, hey, where is he going to land? Who's going to pick him up then?
Yeah, we go pick him up over here. But
come on, 6-man blitz.
My closing remark: Arkansas baseball, man. Arkansas baseball. I know you don't know shit about college baseball, but they're the number one team all year. They had great pitching staff, great closer. Closer of the year he won pitcher of the year. So they had bats for days in their lineup, and then they lost the Super Regional to go to Omaha to NC State. So the ultimate choke job, hit them with the Clippers choke, and they'll end up in Cancun next weekend with Obi top.
Now, it's great that you informed me this. I would have never heard it from anywhere else. You only hear it on 6-Man Blitz, man.
Dude, there's not enough awareness of college baseball, man. It's pretty sad, bro. I love
definitely not talked about it all.
I love watching college baseball. Finally happy that's on ESPN Plus, or it wouldn't really have been shown anywhere else. But
hey, I would say the Little League World Series is more watched than college baseball. What you think?
I don't know about that, but college baseball is like a whole season, and they only Little League World Series is on for like a week or two, and they advertise that on ESPN. So I think that's a little different. But I know what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
But I think the College World Series is watched more than the Little League World Series. What you got for song of the week?
Up the Side by, Voice of the Heroes off the album. The song with Young Thug, best song on the album. I will not hear any other arguments.
Bro, I've been listening to that Migos album, bro.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Straight heat. Let me tell you. Every song is good besides Mahomes. That shit is trash. Every other song is good, though.
What song is trash? Mahomes?
I'm like, okay, Patrick, okay. And then they start singing, I'm like, what is this? Straight trash.
I heard Takeoff's the best Migo on this after this.
Yeah, Migo, Takeoff went insane, dude.
Hey, but no. Listen. I'll still will say, no matter what, Offset is the best Migo.
What?
Think about it. Break it down. They both dropped their own. They all dropped all of their own albums.
Not own
Who's the
album
best?
stuff doesn't mean anything, bro. Quavo had a feature on every song.
But Offset had the best album.
Here is my Migos rankings. You ready?
Yeah.
Takeoff,
Okay.
Quavo,
Okay.
Offset.
Offset is last.
Yeah.
Quavo is all ad libs.
Bro, Quavo that dude, bro. It was your
No, it's Offset, Takeoff, Quavo.
from Quavo last, bro. Come on, he the leader of the group.
He's the leader because like as a leader, do the ad libs, you control everything. But come on.
But the favorite song from the album would be "Antisocial" featuring Juice WRLD. It's nice to hear Juice WRLD again, and pretty good way to memorize them or memorialize them, I should say. Just memorize them. Get out of here. Memorialize. All right, but that's all we got for you guys today. Make sure to stay tuned for everything. Make sure to follow our socials, 6-Man Blitz, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We started up a blog too, so make sure to go check that out. We're going to be blogging now. Big bloggers. So make sure to go follow those and follow our socials individually too. But that's all we got. Make sure to keep up with us. We got some great interview for you guys moving forward. And you got anything else for the people?
Like we said, check out that last video. We're trying to get Jake that 10-day contract,
Give me that.
Make sure to just like and subscribe and keep following us. Keep doing your thing.
Like and take somebody's phone at a cookout. Subscribe to 6-Man Blitz. And that's all we got for you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out, guys.